Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace, reporting live here at the Jazz Standard here in New York City. Blessing the band stage this week in regards to his brand new HighNote record release, This and That. Jazz vocalist and pianist Freddy Cole is getting ready to burn and cook up the band stage tonight. And this new album, he really dives into both the Great American Songbook as well as some of the contemporary sounds of today. He recorded a rendition of the legendary Isley Brothers' For the Love of You, as well as a very, very dear friend of his, Timmy Thomas, a song called Nothing Wrong with Nothing. We sat down earlier and we talked about the brand new record. We talked about his collaboration for 21 years with the legendary producer Todd Barkin, as well as talk about some of his piano influences. As you might know, Mr. Cole has been very, very devout as far as playing as well as singing in his performances. And tonight we're going to sit down and dive hard into who some of his piano influences were and how it kind of crafted his style over the years. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the sounds of the legendary Freddy Cole, live here at the Jazz Standard here in New York City.
Jump up and down, shake out the sun, laugh like a balloon, everything is fun. It's crazy, but I'm in love. I act like a fool, what do I care? I'll be a fool as long as you're there. It's crazy, but I'm in love. I spread my wings and I fly all around the city. My sweet potato, and she's mighty pretty. I start up and chase that old me. I fall in the bed, humming too. It's crazy, but I'm in love.
This and That. Congratulations. This is your 21st offering on HighNote Records, and you've been doing this together with Todd Barkin for quite a while. Tell me about the chemistry between you guys.
Great chemistry, great chemistry. Right moments.
It's been good because this album, you're doing a little bit of everything. In fact, a couple of the tracks on this album I like. In fact, you hit one by the Isley Brothers, For the Love of You. Tell me how you brought your own swag to this soul classic.
It is a soul classic, and I used to hear it, but I never really paid a lot of attention to it. And so we were getting ready to do this song, to do the CD. And Maurice Montoya, he said, "Man, you do so well on the Bill Withers stuff. Why don't you try this tune?" You know, and I said, "Yeah, okay." But I could never figure out how to do it. And then one day, I forget where we were, Randy and I were fooling around, and And it just dawned on me, you know, just do it like it is, simple.
It's a romantic ballad, and you bring a whole nother interpretation to a contemporary song. How easy or how hard is it for you to come out of the Great American Songbook and do contemporary like a Bill Withers or someone like an Isley?
Well, I learned about music from some of the greatest, and they say a song is a song. A good song is a good song, don't care what idiom it's out of.
Another thing, another song that you go into is Nothing Wrong with Nothing, and that's a Timmy Rogers song. Timmy Rogers, comedian, right?
Yeah, Timmy Rogers was a very dear friend of the family, and he and Nat were great buddies. He wrote that song, Frim Fram Sauce with Nat, and then if you can't smile and say yes, please don't cry and say no. So Timmy's been a good songwriter. He also wrote It's Crazy, But I'm in Love. So that's how I got that song, but I remember first hearing it sitting at Timmy's house up on 155th Street. And that's when I was young, real young. And he played this song. He had a daughter named was Joy. And he wrote the song, Nothing's Wrong with Nothing. Since you came my way, everything's okay with me. And he just put such humor into it, you know. So that's how I picked that song up.
A small cafe news. A rendezvous man. And so will you, and as the night danced by, a kiss became a sigh. Your lovely eyes seemed to sparkle just like wine does. No heart ever yearned the way that mine does for you. And yet I know too well one day you will say goodbye. It was MoMA, it was Paris. Come to think of it was spring. There was music, I was listening, when someone in the room began to sing this serenade made for remembering. And yet I know too well one day you will say goodbye. Violins will cry, and so will I, Mademoiselle.
You know, Freddie, you are in a very elite class of jazz vocalists right now in your game. It's you, Andy Bay, and Jon Hendricks, who are pretty much the guys that are really what we call the luminaries of this music. And one of the things that you're doing, and I think is pretty much in lost art form, is how you've been able to continue to sing but also play the piano. Tell me about how jazz musicians now are just doing vocal versus just playing piano. You're doing both.
Yeah, I do both, and I don't know. I can't explain about what someone else does, but I still like to play every now and then, and of course now I do quite a bit of stand-up work, but I still like to play on certain songs because I feel like I feel that I'm a part of the song on some of them, and but for someone else I can't say, Andy Bay, he's an excellent musician, and John, so what can you say about those? And they're about the only two that I know that would even, like you said, enter into that category.
I know that one of your piano influences was John Lewis. Tell me about the first time you saw John Lewis, and what was it about his piano style that just kind of resonated with you through the years?
Well, the first time I saw him, I was very young in Chicago. He was in there playing on a gig with Prez, and that's the first time I saw him. But my all-time favorite song is a song that he did, and with Lester Young, Polka Dots and Moonbeams. And that just kind of pulled me in, I love John Lewis. I love the way he approached the instrument. It's not so much the X's and the O's and all, but his approach is what really knocked me out.
Another one is Oscar Peterson.
Well, ain't no way I can't get nowhere close to Oscar. Great guy, loved the man, loved the family. He always treated me well, That's about all I can say. He was a monster, boy.
And another one that I think really deserves a great bit of recognition is Teddy Wilson.
Of course, yeah, Teddy. I studied with Teddy briefly, and he's such an easygoing man. He could explain things to you so simple that just made you very relaxed and at ease.
When you danced by, you caught my eye. You didn't say a word. You just turned about and you walked right out. And the silence was the loudest I was telling her about you.
One of the signature Freddy Cole trademarks is how you paint a picture with how you sing a song. How do you approach a song when you really are about to record or even perform in front of an audience of people?
Well, you saw us in the studio, so it should be easily explained. Before I go into the studio or before I get ready to do the song, I know it. I've lived with it for a while, you know, so that's how I approach it. And I try to put myself inside the song. That's, you know, simple as that.
As being part of that great luminary class of great jazz musicians and vocalists, are you happy with the way jazz music is going today, as far as the younger generation as well as the education part, bringing it forward?
Well, who am I to say about a business as wide as the music business? You know, everybody has some form of music in their being, whatever it may be. I just so happen to like jazz music, and I think it's doing very well. You got a lot of youngsters that are coming along to can play, and what they got to do is just keep on playing. As I say, keep on swinging. You know, I'm a product of that swing era. So as long as you can do some toe-tapping music, it's going to be all right.
That'll do it again for another edition of the Pace Report, reporting live here at the Jazz Standard. I'd like to personally thank the incomparable Freddy Cole for his time, as well as the staff and management here at the Jazz Standard. As always, please visit my website, www.thepacereport.com, for my weekly column, as well as my past segments. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Till next time, peace.
Jump up and down, shake out the sun, laugh like a new, everything is fun. It's crazy, but I'm in love. I act like a fool, what do I care? I'll be a fool as long as you're there. It's crazy, but I'm in love. I spread my wings and I fly all around the city. My sweet potato, and she's mighty pretty. I stop her and chase that old I fall in the bed, humming the tune.